So we're already into 2025 and Meta Ads is already changing at a ridiculous pace. So in this video, I just wanted to give you my predictions on what you're going to see on the platform over 2025, the changes that are going to affect you and how you can stay ahead of the curve, retain your good results, or even massively increase the results that you're getting if you're a smaller business. So the first note that I've put down is about creative volume. So this is ad creatives on Meta. Previously, it's all been about creative quality, creative diversity. 2025 is absolutely going to be the year of creative volume. So with the introduction of AI softwares, which are developing at an absolutely ridiculous pace, you can now create AI UGC content, AI static images, AI posts, whatever you can think of in terms of ads that you would previously have to spend a decent amount of time making or send to a creative team to make. A small business can do for a very small amount of money in literally 5 minutes. So as a result of this, big advertisers and small advertisers now have access to rapid creative testing. If you're still just testing like 2 or 3 ads per month, making them on Canva, or going through the long process of sending out scripts to UGC content creators, your ads and your campaigns are just going to get absolutely buried at the bottom of the pile, at the bottom of the sea of ridiculously high creative volume. Now, personally, I don't think this is actually going to be to the benefit of the entire marketplace and the platform in general. So I do think there'll be a bit of a pullback. But ultimately, for the next few months, probably for the whole of 2025, creative volume is going to be key for you to retain the results that you're currently getting. So there's various UGC creative softwares that you can use now, things like CapCut Commerce Pro, where you can create an entire UGC content by just copying and pasting in your product page link. There are things like ArcAds AI, which does very good UGC content. There's things like Creatify.ai, there's InVideo, there's so many platforms popping up. The level of quality that they're at is actually pretty good. So number one, creative volume is going to be absolutely key to maintaining relevance in the market and not getting buried underneath all of the other companies that are doing this. Now those smaller businesses have a huge opportunity in 2025 to get with the AI software and create ads at a volume that previously was reserved for bigger companies with entire creative departments. Secondly, and following on from the AI trend, which is the absolute overarching trend for the whole of 2025, is lead generation. So if you're running lead generation on Meta Ads in 2025, as well as the creative volume, which is going to come into play for you, there are now insane AI technologies which can massively optimize your entire lead generation and lead qualification funnel. So I think what we're going to see throughout 2025 as we keep going is further development of AI funnels, such as Messenger AI bots and AI bot chat funnels, AI voice calling. So on High Level, which is the CRM system that we use, they now have introduced AI voice calling assistants and AI chatbots, which you can train with your company data. You can tell them exactly what the goal is to set appointments, to get them on a call with you, whatever it is. And they will literally go through that in exactly the voice and style that you want them to, with all of the pre-trained data that you give them. And they will literally just go through and book in appointments en masse. And they're extremely effective at doing so. So we've already started to test Facebook Messenger AI bots. So we run a very simple Facebook Messenger campaign. The goal is no longer to generate the lead. The goal is just to get somebody to start a conversation. As soon as they start a conversation with that AI chatbot, it goes through at the same level that it would if I was doing it myself, giving them information, answering back and forth questions, and it will always drive them towards booking in an appointment in a very organic way. So it won't just send them a calendar link. It will say, when would you like to have a chat with us? They reply, can we do Wednesday? It will say, yeah, sure. What time is best for you on Wednesday? Here's the times we have available. They select the time. They say like, oh yeah, let's do 8 a.m. The chatbot will automatically book that into our calendar, send them a link to that meeting, and then they will fall into our automation to remind them about the meeting. So for smaller businesses and indeed bigger businesses who are running lead generation, this is going to completely revolutionize the volume of lead management that you can do. So lead management has always been one of the biggest issues I've found for companies that are running Meta lead generation. They simply don't have the correct structures, the correct level of sales staff to manage leads effectively. So they hit a bottleneck and they get stuck. That is out of the window if you can master these AI chatbots, automated email and SMS funnels, and even AI voice call assistants. So that means that outbound lead generation is going to be insane in 2025. I think probably people on the other end of this, business owners, are going to get very, very tired of being absolutely hounded by AI voice appointment setters or outbound lead generators. So this will be a case where you can literally put in a list of businesses that you'd like to outreach, set your AI voice bot on it, and it will call every single one of them as many times as you want. Start a conversation, and in the same way that the chatbot does, it will try to book an appointment. So massive, massive changes driven by AI. Now to look at what's going to happen, in my opinion, as a reaction to that. So already we're seeing some big changes from Meta in terms of policies. So the third prediction for me for 2025 is that you're going to see Meta really tighten up its policies on who is advertising on the platform, and they're going to make it much more difficult for advertisers to just jump on the ad platform and start running ads. So we've already seen that Meta has now implemented a new policy for health and wellness brands and some financial services brands, which were already fairly heavily restricted on Meta. But the new policy that they've updated, which is still a little bit vague at this point, seems like they may be about to remove the ability of those brands to run conversion campaigns, which would be absolutely shattering to so many businesses who primarily use Meta to generate sales, new customers. So it's not exactly clear what this policy will involve yet. Meta's being very vague about it as usual, but it looks like health and wellness brands and financial services brands may not be able to optimize for bottom of funnel events. So that means lead generation and sales. They won't be able to run those campaigns, or they might not be able to access the data for those campaigns, which means that you're going to see those two industries, potentially more, have to completely change the way that they use Meta ads. So you're going to see a return for those industries to much longer Meta ad funnels. So you're going to be looking at brand awareness, website visits, website funnel pages, all of this stuff, so that they can get around this new Meta policy, which is going to be massively disruptive to those two markets. So if you're in that market in any capacity, you're running ads for someone or you own a business in that market, you need to get wise to this new policy update as soon as possible, and you need to start implementing changes. You need to look at new strategies that you can run to get around this new policy. Second point on Meta policies is that they've already, late in 2024, mentioned that they're going to start being more strict with AI generated content. So as I said in point one, creative volume because of AI capabilities, I think that is actually going to end up being a negative for the Meta Ads platform. I think people generally still have a distrust to AI. They're probably not going to enjoy seeing masses of AI generated UGC content. So as a result, I think those ads, as we progress through the year, will start to get less traction. They'll start to get less results. They'll get more negative feedback, and then Meta will step in, as they've already said that they will. They're going to start tagging content that is AI generated. And if the users on the platform are not receiving that content well, which I think with ads that are AI generated, they won't, then those AI generated ads might start to see higher CPMs, lower click-through rates, and ultimately getting accounts into trouble. So my prediction for AI generated UGC ads, etc., is that there will be a big boom for the next couple of months. People will react negatively because they don't like the fact that somebody's just got a computer to generate an image or a video to tell them to buy something. Meta will see this, they'll start tagging AI content, and then they'll start increasing CPMs for that content, and it will fizzle off towards the end of the year where it's got too many restrictions and it's not worth the squeeze to actually run those AI generated ads. Then we will see a return to real UGC, very authentic ads where customers can see that this is a real company, it's a real person in the ad, and they can relate to it a lot more. So that brings me on to my final prediction for 2025. I think towards the end of the year, real UGC will get more UGC-ier, if you like, more real. So again, in reaction to this AI boom that we're going to see at the start all the way through to the end of the year, for real UGC to compete, it's going to have to get more authentic. So I think you're going to start to see more ad styles like founders ads, where it's the owner of the business sitting down, talking to the camera, telling people about the business, about the product, etc. I think you'll start to see less edity UGC and more just somebody sitting, talking to the camera, showing the product, just to show the audience and the end customer this is just a genuine, real customer, a real review. They're not a trained UGC maker. For me, I think this year for Meta Ads is actually going to be quite turbulent. You need to be very on the ball to maintain your results. The market, I think, will become very saturated through the middle of the year with the massive influx of AI generated content. I think there will then be a pushback against that towards the end of the year from users and then from Meta policies, restrictions. So people and advertisers will have to shift back towards more authentic, organic content. And I think if you're complacent over 2025 with your Meta ads, you're going to get buried at the start of the year. And then if you're late to the AI game and you start actually getting the AI software and running that stuff towards the end of the year, you're going to hit the point where everyone's sick of it and they've seen too much of it and you're going to miss out again. So my best advice for 2025 would be ride the AI wave for the next couple of months while it's good. And then mid to later in the year towards Q4, I think you want to start looking at how you can be the most authentic brand, how you can create the most authentic ads, where it's going to be plainly obvious to your customers as they watch the ads or look at the ads that this is a real human business, not just some lazy AI generated copywriting, AI generated images, videos, and all of that stuff. So that's my prediction for the rest of this year. Best of luck to all the marketers, all the businesses running Meta ads. I hope you all have good success. And maybe let's review this in January 2026 and see how accurate or inaccurate I was with that.